Welcome to 916 and Sold, episode 4.
F4, what's going on, man?
I'm just, enjoying the beautiful rain.
Yeah, the awesome rain. I know my child, I was taking her to school this morning. She was like, it's ugly outside. And I was like, well, depends, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But I was trying to tell her, like, hey, you know what? Rain can be beautiful too.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
it doesn't have to be sunshine for it to be beautiful outside. So, yeah, we got that going.
Yeah, I got to run today. I got to get my 2 hours in. So I'll experience all the beauty that you speak about.
Yeah, that's
Eh,
right. You just got to enjoy it.
yeah.
Sunny and 75. What rain?
That's what I'm going to see in my head the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Sunny 75 carat. Sunny 75 carat. So,
uh,
all right, man, welcome. So let's jump into it. Let's get to the market minute and give our folks some stats and details on what's moving right now in the Sacramento Elk Grove real estate market.
Yes, sir. So let's go rates. Rates 5.99 to 6.5 on conventional. If you've been following along, you'll notice that this is the same range that I have noted in the last few episodes. Rates are staying pretty good right now, which is good. FHA 5.625 to 6.125. That's FHA and VA. So rates right now overall looking really good, staying real solid, which is great, not going up. Um, as far as the reports, I talked on the last pod last week about reports. There was a jobs report and then CPI report. Both of those reports obviously came out last week. We have the results back now. They were both pretty encouraging. They didn't hurt us. Again, unemployment dropped to 4.3% from 4.4. There were 130 new jobs created versus the 65,000 that were estimated. So that's like really good. So bonds appreciated that. Like I said, the rates are fairly pretty much the same. It didn't get worse. Nevertheless, it's good news for us. CPI came back. That's the measure of inflation. CPI came back as expected. So really kind of no news on that front.
Yeah,
But yeah, overall everything looked pretty good. Nothing out of the ordinary, and nothing to really hurt us right now. So
that's awesome
yeah,
because those reports can really fluctuate the rates.
sure can.
Sometimes, they're going to have them go up a quarter point or go down
Yeah,
or something of that nature.
yeah,
So
no, totally.
really, really good news from that standpoint
Yep,
that we're at this hopefully new level.
I
You've been
agree.
here for about a month or so straight.
Mm-hmm.
So, which buyers typically like some type of just foundation. And
Yeah,
I think we may have that now.
yeah.
So, if we look back 12 months, the number I saw when I was doing my research was we're 0.85% lower
Mm-hmm.
today than we were a year ago today,
Yeah,
which is phenomenal. I
it
mean,
is. It's
that's
great.
a lot of buying power for you, our clients out
It
there.
is 100%.
Awesome. Well, I want to bring some news as well in terms of what the market's doing, what we're seeing. Uh, right now, overall, we're still in a very uh, slower portion of the real estate market. Now, the signs are there that things are starting to bud. The spring market is approaching. We're definitely getting more folks uh, into the market, and you'll probably mention that here with how
Yeah,
many apps were taken.
yeah,
That's always a big indicator
yeah.
of folks getting ready to be into the real estate market, buying, selling, etc. And so right now, again, January numbers aren't official yet, but it looks like January sales from 2026 compared to 2025, at least for Sacramento proper, were down very slightly. I mean, a couple of homes less.
Hmm.
So we'll see what the county numbers come out to be here, hopefully later this week, and we'll report that next week for you. But price per square foot right now, Sacramento County as a whole, about $324 a square foot. And that's just as an average median home price. That's your average right there. So zip codes, specific houses, things like that, will obviously fluctuate, but good baseline number to
Yeah,
know. 324 is the median price per square foot in Sac County right now. So what I talked about in terms of the market is warming, and Garrett can attest to this in terms of how many apps we're taking. So what are you and some of your colleagues seeing in apps taken in
yeah,
January, February,
yeah.
and where's that trending?
It's trending up. I mean, obviously, with these better rates, we're getting refinance applications as well. So that's another factor of the market, right? That we need to kind of take into consideration, right? You got your buyers, and then you have your refinance folks, and so from an aspect of both, right? We're starting to see both, which is awesome. More specifically for buyers, buyers, I don't have the like exact like month over or not, I'm sorry, not month over month, but like week over week that I've seen so far year to date. But I could just tell from this time last year compared to right now, it's definitely up.
Yeah.
It's definitely up. Definitely having more conversations. I think the Dream for All has created some buzz as well. That I know for a fact for a few folks that have reached out. I know that they've specifically have asked for the Dream for All. So I think between that, I think with rates, I think it's making for a nice, healthy, welcoming dose of new loan applications for folks to hopefully help them buy this year,
Yeah.
2026.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to bring some attention to maybe some zip codes that were really doing well early on this year when I was going through the numbers. And so the best selling zip code right now in Sacramento County is right here in Elk Grove, 95757, with the median home price of $707,000.
Wow.
And what folks are in that area, that zip code, are really looking for, it's that they're larger homes, more family oriented. They're also schools are important. We have Elk Grove Unified there, so that's a big draw. Second best zip code right now is 95630 out in Folsom. And so some of the things that were being noted out there were schools and then just amenities. So if you want to think of shopping, things of that nature, a lot of amenities draw folks to those areas. But schools by far is number one out there. And then uh, number three on the list, and we'll get into this much more here actually for our neighborhood spotlight, community spotlight, is 95624 out in Elk Grove. So Garrett zip code. And so what folks note there is the parks, the services that are in the area, and then ease and access of commuting, whether it be freeway, main roads, things of that nature. So those are our three best performing. And then a bonus one is 95835 in Natomas. That is actually the cheapest on the list, median home price, so most affordability. So that's one thing that's noted there is affordability, and then also ease and access to both the airport and to downtown. And so average median home price there is $569,000.
And these zip codes, remind me again that this is for what reporting?
This is for the zip codes that are performing the best.
Performing the best.
So homes go on the market and homes are getting sold. So as a seller, these neighborhoods are selling more quickly than other zip codes in the area.
Got it.
And the reasons I kind of gave earlier, some of the reasons
why. Totally.
And so those homes, you got a house in those zip codes, I mean, you should be doing pretty well in terms of getting that home on the market and sold in a relatively quick time. Which leads me to right now we're seeing our average days on market is pretty steady. So we're at 42 days, Sacramento County average days on market right now. And the most price sensitive portion of the market is under 500,000. So if you're a shopper, a buyer, or a seller, really, you're a seller in that $500,000 range, it is highly imperative that you literally listen to what the market is saying. If you've been on the market for 30 days now and you haven't done that price reduction, that's one thing to really consider, as buyers in that area are most affected by rates and by purchase price. And so if your house isn't moving, that's one discussion to have, either with your current realtor and just, okay, maybe that's something I gotta bring down, or take this time off, maybe come back in the spring as things potentially in your zip code heat up a little bit more.
Now let me ask you this: do you still get? We're in 2026, right?
Correct.
Do you still get sellers that are still living in 2020, 2021?
Oh, definitely, most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think every seller wants the most money they can get, and that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, we're
Yeah.
trying to market the home as best we can. We're going to get the professional photography, the drone videos, whatever we got to do to get your house marketed and sold. My whole goal is to get you to that finish line and to sell the property, right? But it doesn't matter all the marketing in the world, all the open houses that we do, the phone calls that we make to other realtors or our databases to say, hey, we have this beautiful property in the zip code that you were looking in.
Mm.
That doesn't matter if the home doesn't match, the price.
Right.
So that is one thing that's kind of going on right now. If you want a more concise, comprehensive market report on your current property, reach out to us. We'll get those put together for you. Even if you're not thinking of selling, you just kind of want to know the value of your property, or you're saying, oh, maybe I want to do a refi.
Yep.
Or cash out, do a HELOC, do something of that nature, make some property improvements. So if I do sell my house, whether it's this year, next year, down the road, my house is ready to go. Those are conversations that we have with folks. Actually, we got a real fun one this week. We had a client of ours that bought probably 2 years ago now, reached out to us and said, hey, we're doing floors in our bathroom, and what do you think about the rest of the house?
Right.
And it's like, I'll let Antonio take that
exactly.
But
if it's anything finance related, I'll take it up. But yeah, no, bathrooms, I'll leave it to him.
Yeah. So those are things that we make ourselves available for, and
Totally.
For our clients, and they want to protect their asset. They're asking about, hey, will this help our home value?
Right.
What would this do for us?
Right.
And so and that's the thing that we preach to our clients. Like, this is an investment. We want to make it the best investment that we can, and we're going to help you along the way, even after you close.
Right. And that was the coolest thing about it, was that we were on a group chat, and it was just really cool to hear from her and hear from them, and it felt awesome too, that like she could really trust us. They could really trust us with making decisions like that, and thought of us as resources. Again, like you mentioned, that's kind of what we do. That's what we strive for. We strive to have this reputation so that like we can help you along the way after closing with whatever job it is that you're looking to do on your home.
All right, welcome to one of our favorite segments. It's our neighborhood spotlight.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to talk about what we mentioned actually as our third best selling zip code so far in 2026, 95624. And it's one that's near and dear to your heart, right?
Sure is, yeah. No, the neighborhood spotlight that we wanted to kind of bring up today is my neighborhood. So I live in Sonoma Creek. That's here in Elk Grove, 95624. It's off of Grant Line in between Bradshaw and Waterman. Okay. And so this neighborhood was basically built in the early 2000s. I believe it started construction in 2003, finished in 2006. It's zoned for Elk Grove Elementary, Kerr, and then Elk Grove High School. But that's where obviously me and my family live right now. We love it. We love our neighbors. It's really, really cool. What's really interesting is that Lennar Homes in the early 20 teens, I think like in 2018, 2019, they basically built a second neighborhood off of ours and connected them together. That neighborhood is called Fieldstones. And I think they finished construction like in early 2020s.
Okay.
But it's awesome. We got a brand new park that's going up right down the street. We have the trails, which is super cool. These homes are really big too. Like the average square footage in there, I don't know. I will need to look it up, but they're big. They're big homes, which is super cool. It's family oriented, right? And so I know that there's a big giant lot, down in Fieldstone, which, like I said, it's walking distance. They were talking about building a school there. I know that it got denied recently, which is a little upsetting because I think it would be awesome to be able to walk the kids down the street to their, to their elementary school. But we'll see how that one kind of pans out. But yeah, that's kind of the neighborhood spotlight. It's a great community. Gosh, every time I go out running, I'm always seeing people out walking their dog, getting in their exercise, whatever the case may be. But it's really cool. I enjoy it. I love all my neighbors. It's an excellent place to live. 95624 Sonoma Creek.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have some family that lived in the neighborhood. We
Yeah.
have a past client that lives in the neighborhood
Yep.
currently.
Yeah.
They've done some investing with us, and so definitely one for if you want to take a look and see what's out there and check it out. Garrett can definitely preach from the choir for that one.
Absolutely.
All right, Garrett, let's talk about this week's community spotlight. And again, it's another thing that's really personal to you.
Yep.
One of the first times, let me tell a story real quick. I think probably the first time that we met in person, and in terms of like working together, like we were doing an open house, and Garrett comes in, he starts unpacking all of his stuff as we always do, right? Got our flyers and we got our business cards, and then Garrett takes out of like his back pocket somewhere a stack of cards, and he like throws them on the table, and I'm like, oh, what's that? And it was a tasting
Yeah.
for two at a local winery here in Elk Grove, nonetheless. So he's telling me the story and his connections, and he'll share some of that here in the community spotlight. But uh, to the owners of this place that we're going to talk about, just so you know, this guy is the biggest marketing person you have out there that you have probably never paid in dollars. Probably too much wine, but
I
in
still
dollars.
have I still
Yeah.
have coupons, and
Yeah.
I was still to this day I still use them for open house. And the
Yeah.
second that I run out, I'm hitting up Jake and saying, "Hey man, I need some more. How can I get my hands on them?" So, yeah, no, Adkins Winery. That's the community spotlight that I'd like to talk about today. So they're a local winery here in Elk Grove, 95624 zip code. Um, my wife and I have been members, I think, since they've opened. Their tasting room opened in 2018. Um, and it's been really cool to see their growth, to be completely honest. I think when they first opened, they had a couple reds and majority whites, and now like their palette is incredible. Now they have so many reds. Obviously, they've continued to grow their whites as well, but they have a great variety, and their venue is grown as well. It's super family oriented too. So like, we have kids, obviously young
Yeah.
kids. It's nice. We could take them there. They have nice open grass areas for the kids to run around. The seating area is really, really big. It's a really nice atmosphere. The tasting room is beautiful. And the wine, obviously, like I mentioned before, is pretty good as well. So, yeah, Atkins Winery. They have excellent food. My favorite wine that they have there is, I forget the year, if it's 2018 or if it's 2019, but it's the Zinfandel that they have.
Hmm.
That's always been my favorite. They got a couple new ones that are out, Cab Franc and Merlot, that are both pretty good. But overall, this is definitely a place, guys, that if you're looking for a wine tasting one weekend and you're here in Elk Grove and you're local, I mean, you don't even have to be here in Elk Grove, you could be
Yeah.
anywhere. Um, Definitely got to check this place out. It's really good. I promise won't disappoint.
Yeah. People travel for wine.
They do.
They travel for wine. Before we had kids, Carly and I would like, oh, let's go to Oregon. Like, to do what? Like, let's go taste the wine.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and actually, Carly and I went on a date there probably 2 or 3 months ago now,
Oh,
or
cool.
maybe a little longer. We had some friends hosting a client appreciation party mile or so down the road at one of the little ranch houses out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some time before, so we stopped by Atkins. And actually, I know it, timing wise, it's in October because we watched the World Series game
Yep.
at the winery.
Yep. Yep.
And
they got TVs out and available.
Yeah.
If you're a sports fan, they got sports going all the time.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
Well, speaking of baseball, that's your connection with the owners there, right?
That is correct. Yes. So Jake is my age. Jake and I, we grew up playing baseball with each other. Jake's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I said, anytime I need wine tasting coupons, I text Jake, hey man, I need some more coupons, and he hooks it up. So
yeah. And if you're out there and you're listening and you're like, you know what, let me try some of that wine. Garrett actually just picked up a case.
yeah.
So
geez.
he probably has a little excess on his hands that he could give out.
I do. We were 4 months behind on pickup, so we picked up like 12 bottles of wine. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we look forward to drinking all of it. So
Yeah. Awesome. So if you're in the area or you want to take a nice little trip out, go and check out Atkins Winery. Are they on Instagram, social
Oh
media?
yeah,
How do we find them?
they're everywhere. Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, they're easy to find on social media. Adkins Family Winery, I believe, on Instagram.
And if you want that free tasting for two, hit up Garrett, and he'll get you a card in the mail.
That's right. All right. So we've talked about in the previous pods, we've talked about getting pre-approved. We talk about what a buyer consultation looks like. So after we piece together the pre-approval and the buyer consultation, now it's time to start shopping, right?
Yeah.
And so, what I wanted to kind of ask you is walk us through bidding and offer strategies, like putting together an offer. What's that look like for somebody? Can you walk us through some of the dynamic, how you kind
Yeah,
of piece
yeah,
that
yeah,
together?
yeah. I mean, when it comes time to do the best part of the real estate process, right? Shopping.
Yeah.
We're out there. We're because before, I mean, you may go through an open house or something of that nature. You're just kind of browsing and whatnot, and you get your pre-approval, and I tell you, probably 24 hours before you even get that done, you're already on the phone. You're scoping out, like, oh, this one and that one, and I think we're I'm good with this budget because I've done all the calculators, and Garrett's like hasn't tabulated anything yet. But so it's a very exciting time. There's a lot of juices flowing, and the one thing that we start doing is really narrowing down. Okay, here's our budget. Here's what's important to us. Here's some neighborhoods that we can go check out. And we're going to see those in person together, and we're really going to have that deep dive of, does the bed and bath count fit? Is the square footage good? Do you like the neighborhood? Accessibility, all that kind of thing, those kind of things. And one thing that when we start narrowing into an area, and as a realtor, you get a sense of like, okay, client really likes this one. And so what I like to do from that standpoint is after we say we tour 3 or 4 homes on a Saturday, we get done. I'll always ask, hey, so which ones are standing out in your mind? Uh, and I will go and call those listing agents and just say, hey, great open house. Are we? Thanks for the getting us in for the appointment. And the reason why I do that is, one, to see if I can get some more information that I can share with our clients, but two, if our clients do have some level of interest there, I'm now starting to build, especially if I haven't worked with that realtor before, building a level of communication that they can expect. Oh, this guy checked out our, made an appointment, told me when he left. Now he's giving me feedback, and so now I'm showing that realtor that, hey, they're going to get a high level professional working with on the other side. So if we are in a competing situation, well, hey, I've heard from Antonio 3 times and he hasn't even written an offer yet. And so we're just building that rapport, especially with, like I said, a realtor that we haven't worked with yet. And so that's one way that's just going to start that level of, okay, I want to work with these guys because they're, believe it or not, you will get offers that come in and the agent never texted you, never called you, didn't follow up. I mean, just it's like, uh, and you're just kind of mind blown. I actually had one probably about 7 years ago, had a listing in Elk Grove, and we probably had 7 or 8 offers on it. And some agent, like 3 days later, says, hey, did you get my client's offer? And I said, no. It went to my junk box, and it was actually a really good offer. Would have probably been up there with the top one or two, potentially would have received a counter, since there's so much competition on it. But no impact, no idea.
Wow.
An agent never called, never texted, never did anything. And so, you look for that in someone. I received an offer for a listing that I had last week. Agent never even called and told me. She told me ahead of time, oh yeah, we're going to send it either today or tomorrow. And so I checked in, and she was, oh yeah, I emailed it to you. But didn't call to pitch her clients, didn't call to do anything to sell, hey, I want to work with you. And so, you get that unprofessionalism out there, unfortunately. So I think growing that communication, which we bring Garrett in on every single time, it's an expectation that as a buyer, you're working with a team. And I really emphasize that, whether it's Garrett and I working together or Garrett working with another realtor or myself working with another lender, you're building your team. This is your team. We're going to carry you to the promised land of being a homeowner. And Garrett's, there's a house that we identified. I got all the details and information before we wrote the offer, or when we do write that offer. Garrett's going to jump on the phone and do what?
I may call a listing agent.
And when you call in the listing agent, just like I'm calling the listing agent to gather information about the property. What are the homeowners looking for? What's important to them in an offer? How to structure things. Garrett's calling and letting pitch in our clients.
Yeah.
What's amazing about their financing,
Right.
how amazing you are as a loan officer. Uh, what else are you telling that listing agent
Yeah.
when you're calling about it?
Yeah, when I'm calling listing agents, like you kind of mentioned, it's to talk up our buyers. It's to kind of give them a sneak peek as to their financing and where we're at in the pre-approval process. Are they fully pre-approved? There's so many people that I feel like sometimes make offers and they're just faulty pre-approval letters. We don't, you know what I mean? We don't do that. We fully pre-approve you from start to finish. We have all your documents. I let the listing agent know. I verified all assets. I verified all income. We've ran DU. DU stands for desktop underwriter. That's a big one. That's basically the computer system telling you that your approval is good. It's amazing. Some people don't have DU ran. It like freaking blows my mind. So yeah, we do that sort of thing. We tell the listing agent, hey, this is where we're at. Yes, we believe that we can close in this many days. We feel confident. Buyers are responsible. Buyers are extremely responsive to both Antonio and I, and we can get this done. We're a good team. It's going to be a slam dunk.
Yeah. And so those things like that really impact an offer, because I know for a fact that we don't have to be the best offer every time on paper in terms of numbers. But if you're getting a call from the realtor, you're getting a call from the lender, and you're a listing agent, you're like, man, these guys are on top of it. They seem like put together. The client seemed put together. I want to work with that group instead of this other agent who didn't call, didn't text, haven't heard from the lender yet, maybe didn't even include the pre-approval letter. And so it really comes down to who you work with matters. And my wife says that all the time, like, oh, who you work with matters. Like she'll hear these stories from folks out there, and it's like, oh, that's a terrible situation to go through, but this is why you work with professionals who do it day in and day out. So some things, that's a huge thing that you can't necessarily quantify it on, oh, we wrote the highest number, we closed in the fastest amount of days. It's those small things that win you the home sometimes. So definitely want to put that out there. Some other kind of strategies that we play in terms of, we had one where we just competed with some clients here recently, and we knew the home had just became vacant, so there's no one in the property. These clients were pre-approved. They went under desktop underwriting, but there's another layer to that, which is the TBD approval.
Correct.
Yeah. And what does that mean?
Yeah, TBD approval is one step above your DU underwrite, getting your desktop underwriter approval. It is submitting your loan to underwriting, have an underwriter actually review your file and give their conditional stamp of approval. That is essentially taking your file one step further and letting basically the listing agent and the seller know, like, hey, I'm already in underwriting. I've already been approved. You know what I mean? So now, I'm good for, whatever we're putting down on this piece of paper here. It's again, and I feel like all of this is going back to, it's building more confidence in the seller and the listing agent to trust us. We're building trust and we're building confidence, putting together your package.
Yeah. And with that multiple offer scenario, we didn't have to go over list price. We were able to remove our loan contingency up front to give, again, more confidence to the seller. We also said we can close in 15 days, which in 5 business days, a little kudos to Garrett, in 5 business days, we got our clear to close, right? Was it 5? It was Tuesday, Wednesday,
I think
Thursday,
so.
Friday.
Yeah, I think so.
4 business days? Because we got it last Tuesday, officially. Right?
I got an email saying it was 3 business days, but I don't know how they came. I don't know how they came up with 3, but they said it was.
Well, we didn't get the documents until that afternoon. So by the time you probably got it, send it to whoever it needs to go to. But 3 business days. Clear to close with the file. That, again, worked with the clients, got all the documents ready. So it's things like that that put you in a winning position to where you don't have to go all crazy potentially with an offer, right?
For sure.
You can just write something conservative that you feel good with, but we did all this extra work over here that makes us so much better than everything else.
Totally. And real quick, something I wanted to add too is for this listing agent, right, that we're talking about on this deal that we're working on together, now moving forward in the future, the next time this guy is a listing agent somewhere and he sees the both of us and sees our names pop up with an offer, like he's going to go back and remember, oh my gosh, these guys, they were on it last time.
Yep.
We were clear to close. We closed early. That is now more enticing for him to accept an offer from us because he's worked with us before and we were on it and we built trust and confidence in that last transaction. And it's going to be the same for this one. So I think that's also too a big point. And also kind of again wrapping it all full circle to what you mentioned in the beginning is the communication portion. Communication super key. And I feel like that's half the battle right there is communication.
It is, and that's why from day one when I meet clients, it's like dating.
Yeah.
We got to be able to communicate. I got to be able to communicate effectively with you, and you got to be able to communicate effectively with me. And it's all because we're literally going to spend the most amount of money that you're ever going to spend, right? And we want to make sure that that communication is dialed in, but we set that level of expectation with our clients. We set it with the folks that we're working with on the other side of the table, with the listing agent, and with everyone else in that process, the title officers. Everyone knows that, okay, we're working with this person. It's our reputation. Like we want, they're like, man, I want to work with that guy more. And how many times do you get a phone call after the deal closes and like, hey, Garrett, yeah, I was the listing agent on this deal, but you know what? I might have a client for you.
100%. Totally.
Right?
Totally.
So you do right by others and others will do right by you. And that's a big thing that we go off of. So some other things that you can really do and take to build winning offer strategies. So going through that process of the desktop underwriting, right? Going that extra level, because there's really 4 levels to a pre-approval, that pre-approval process. You got, and we talked about it already, but we have our pre-qual, then the pre-approval, desktop underwriting, and then our TBD approval. Mm-hmm. So going through that process further than everyone else, that's going to help you just either remove contingencies, move quicker than some other folks can move, but also shows that you're serious, that you're vetted, you're gone through it, you're ready to go. Other things that you can do is that typically on the buying side, we have 4 contingencies, or I like to call them buyer protection periods. We have our inspection, we have our loan approval, we have our appraisal, and we have our insurance. And so going through, and Garrett from pretty early on will say, hey, here's the folks that I recommend for insurance quotes. You can obviously use your own insurance agent, but here's the folks to call. Call them now. Get on the, as soon as we get in the contract, we have that insurance going. We're able to get that removed fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Or just walking a property, you can tell where there might be some insurance issues in terms of, hey, that roof is a wood shake shingle, or we have these large trees here, or we got we're just in the foothills and we're in a fire zone. So hey, we need to get on this a little sooner. But removing or shortening some of those contingency periods helps your offer insurmountably. I mean, it's like one of those things to where super important, where you have 17 days to do inspections, but can we do them in 7?
Right.
And we have the teams in place to make that happen. We're not going to skip anything. We're not going to pass over anything. We're going to get everything done, but efficiently, because we have our teams built around us. We can get the home inspection done, the sewer line done, the roof done, the pest inspection done, whatever inspection you want, we'll get them done, expeditiously within a short timeline. That just makes us, again, stand out above other offers. I want 12 days to do inspections, or I want 15 days to do inspections. Right. Another thing that Garrett's amazing at, and it's a question that I ask every single time we write an offer, is how many days do we have to remove loan contingency? How quickly can you do it? Or how fast can we get the appraisal removed? Right. He's like, yeah, we'll get a rush on there. We'll get 9 days.
Right.
10 days, whatever. Like, we'll make it happen quickly.
For sure.
And it's those small victories that help your offer every single time. It's not just, I bid it the most. Like, that wins just sometimes, but not enough to most people think.
Right. Agree.
Any other kind of last tips on kind of winning offer techniques that you've seen?
I think you kind of really touched on really all the key highlights. I think the biggest one that, again, we're kind of saying it again, is the communication aspect of it, and building a reputation with the listing side. I feel like, you can speak from that from a listing standpoint,
Yeah.
right? If you got an offer and you have an agent that's constantly in contact with you saying, hey, this is where we're at, this is what we got, just submitted this to you, I'm going to have my loan officer be calling you,
Yeah.
like, just from a listing agent, that's what you like to see. You like to see that.
Yeah.
Again, it's building confidence, it's building trust. You feel that that is more of a sure thing than, like you said, someone who's sending you an email and then following up with you 10 days later to only find out it was in the junk mail. Like,
Yeah.
that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna win you a home.
Yeah. Putting the shoe on the other foot, except putting myself in the listing
Yeah.
agent chair. It When you receive that offer, before I present it to my sellers, I'm calling the lender, and I love it when I receive an offer. Agent calls me to follow up, or they send me a text, hey, I'm busy right now, but I'll be calling you today, or my lender is going to be calling you, here's their contact info. They're already showing me their level of communication, and that just breeds, like, confidence, professionalism. You want to work with people like that, and that's what something that Garrett and I strive for in every deal that we do for our clients. We want our clients to be in the best position possible, because as we talked about previously, sometimes we may not have the budget range to go out and chase that dollar down, but man, we'll have everything else figured out.
Right.
And we won plenty of offers where we weren't the highest, but we were the best.
For sure.
So if you want more of those tips, you want more of those details, we're here for it. We go through all of this during that buyer consultation, during that pre-approval process. These are things that we have discussions about before you even step foot inside of a house to make offers. So these are things that we do. We take our time with it. So go ahead and make sure you follow Garrett on Instagram at gh_lending. And I'm on there at sacramento.realtor. All right, Garrett. Let's tone it down a little bit. Jump out of that deep subject that we probably can spend
Yeah.
another 30 minutes on.
Yeah.
But a little, hometown love with our favorite Sacramento Kings.
Our favorite. Yeah. Gosh. Tough to love, honestly,
Yeah.
right now, right?
I mean, it's just Valentine's Day. I mean, you gotta have some love there, right?
Man, I don't know. I don't even know about some. These guys, I don't know what's going on over there. I've seen the losing streak. I don't know if it's still active. I've stopped watching, to be completely honest. How
Yeah.
bad of me, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. I mean, did we even have an all-star? Like, I don't know these
Yeah.
these things. Like, I
I know.
stopped completely.
I know. We're prepping for the podcast,
I
and Garrett's like, I've watched, no games this
Yeah,
year. So.
none.
I mean, it doesn't help. We have the little kids at home, and it's
Yeah.
normally, hey, we're watching Blippi or I don't know, Sesame Street or whatever. But I mean, I've watched them. We've been to a couple games this year. My daughters love it. They love chanting defense. That's their thing. They love that. The Kings aren't known for that this year, by the way. I'm not necessarily blaming the players, because we got some love for some of our players. We're big Keegan fans in our household.
Yep.
And so, I really think I attribute the Kings' failures more to upper management, ownership, that leadership there. That's why, for me personally, really hard to be a Raiders fan, lifelong, born and bred Raiders fan. And honestly, over the past couple of years, not that I don't love them still or have love for them in my heart somewhere, it comes down to, well, it's ownership.
Yeah.
Why else would a team be so bad for so long? It's the ownership. It's who's running the company, right? And that's what I think we have with the Kings. Vivek, he served his purpose, in my opinion. He served his purpose. He helped save the Kings, keep them in Sacramento. But we have one playoff appearance in his tenure of owner, and we've had a plethora of coaches up and down the spectrum.
Yeah.
And what else do we have to show for
it? Just playoffs in 23. I think that was the year.
That was it.
That was it.
We have some playing games, play in, right? But that's not necessarily. Yeah, we play. I think we were playing last year. They were the 10 seed. They lost to, I think, Dallas, or maybe they weren't the 10. I don't know, but they have some plan. But one official, hey, we're in the playoff.
Right.
not play in
Right.
game.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, the Kings are the Kings. I'm pretty sure they are on their 14-game losing streak still.
Yeah.
I was talking to a season ticket holder this morning before I got here. I went to a house in Elk Grove with another realtor, and he's a season ticket holder, and he's like, I think we got 13 games left here in terms of in Sacramento at home that he's going to go see.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going for the entertainment. Maybe not the basketball games, but the entertainment.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say if you got a losing team, I'd imagine, right? And these season tickets, they got to be coming down in price versus
I don't.
right?
Yeah, I don't
No, I don't.
know. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I doubt it.
I thought maybe it'd be more affordable to to go check out the Sacramento Kings. I mean, you're paying an arm and a leg for these tickets
Maybe
to
on the
watch a
secondary.
14
I,
game losing
you know
streak
what?
product.
We have to look at the market statistics for that
Yeah.
and
Okay.
see what the values have been on the secondary market.
Yeah. Right.
And
Right.
see where they're at. But yeah, I mean, I would say this year's done. They're a part of the league investigation.
This year's done. Wasn't
Yeah.
it All-Star? Isn't that
Yeah.
like halfway through the season? The season's done. We're halfway through. I mean,
Garrett,
this is
I don't make. Speaking of All Star Weekend, do you know who won the slam dunk contest?
no. I don't keep track of any of this. It's tough when the Kings are bad. I'm bad. I don't stay tuned. But if they're good, I'm in.
You're in. All right.
Yeah.
Do you know who won the 3-point contest?
No. No, I don't. I didn't.
Well,
watch.
I looked it up before we started.
Okay.
Damian Lillard, who's recognizable name, won the 3-point
I
contest.
know him. He's pretty
Steph
good.
Curry said he's going to potentially take part next year in 2027. The slam dunk contest winner was a player from Miami, Keyshawn Johnson, I believe. Don't hold me to it.
Never heard of him.
But I watched some of his dunks on YouTube this morning before the podcast. Just, I want to make sure maybe he has something like amazing out there that I haven't seen before, like the old Zach LaVine and oh man, who was the other one? They had like 2 or 3 dunk contests where they were just doing incredible, insane things. It was Zach LaVine and someone else.
I know LaVine had a good run. I don't know the other one.
Can't think of his name. It's on YouTube. Just search Zach LaVine dunk contest, and there's another.
It was well, I was going to say Gordon.
It was Gordon. Aaron Gordon. Yeah,
okay.
Aaron Gordon.
Okay.
Their dunk contest, superb, phenomenal, amazing, right? When I watching Mr. Johnson from the Heat at the dunk contest, it's Garrett on the trampoline dunking into his pool. I mean, it's literally that good. I mean, the kids are going crazy. The wife's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm showing out. Gotta let me fly.
So that's the winners of the All-Star game was Team Stars, right?
Team Stars.
Team Stars. They won, like the Monstars from Space Jam.
Team Stars. Now there were a few teams, right?
3 teams. Yeah, they have this new format. It's like I think last year there was 4 teams because they had like a G League team. This year they went to 3 teams, which is like the World team, the Vet All-Star team, and like the Young NBA All-Star team. And so the Team Stars was the Young NBA All-Star team, and I believe they actually demolished the Vet team, in the championship game with Anthony Ant-Man being the MVP of that. But that's our NBA.
Yeah, that's our
NBA. Yeah, I mean, I think most years both of us would probably have a lot more to say about that topic. But this year is it's like the rain. It's a little ugly out there.
It's a little ugly. Mm-hmm.
On the bright spot, the Olympics.
Yeah.
Olympics is pretty. Dude, I'm watching it pretty much any free chance I get.
Yeah, we try. We've been trying to. I see that we got some gold medals already, which is good.
Yeah.
I think we're up to 6. U.S. is up to 6.
Okay.
So that's good, and I believe in terms of like pace wise, like being mid-February with 6, I think it's moderate. It's not record breaking. I don't think we're on like a record breaking pace, but It's pretty good. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty good right now.
What's your
So.
favorite sport you like watching?
Oh man, it's probably just hockey.
Hockey? Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
hockey.
yeah,
It's fun. I know my wife likes. Uh, I mean, she likes watching all of it, but she loves the figure skating.
yeah.
Um, she makes fun of me for this. Okay, I like watching curling.
Okay, yeah,
It's like one of the one sports I think like, dude, I can do that. Like
right,
I can go out there
right,
and do that. A little
right.
cornhole on the ice. That's the way I see it.
Yep,
Like
yep,
I can make that happen.
yep.
Olympic champion one day.
That does look fun.
Yeah.
I definitely would give that a try.
Yeah, I watch them all. I watch them.
Yeah,
Hockey is amazing. There's just so much passion there,
yeah, for sure.
and then curling. I don't know. It's simple and easy. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Bobsledding, I always think is rad. I'm a big Jamaican bobsled fan.
Mm.
But we just won. We were watching last night. I can't recall the Olympian's name, but she's the most decorated female bobsledder. Maybe it's male and female bobsledder. She just won gold in the mono bob at, I believe, 41 years old.
Incredible.
And I believe USA took third in that as well. And I want to say that lady was 40.
Hmm.
So, you know, you got
Something about age in the bobsled. You got to
yeah,
wait till you're peaking at 40.
yeah, the
I mean,
mono bob,
and what other
yeah,
sport can you peak at 40?
curling.
Curling. Curling.
Curly. Or you might have a longer window there, right?
Right.
Maybe you do a mono bob for a while and then you'd be a curler.
Right.
Like
Right.
stack medals or something.
You just transition from the bobsled into the curling.
I think bobsled you got to take a lot of legs, right? A lot of power.
Yeah.
Ice, and then curling they have these little kickstands on, like little starting blocks that you push off of.
Right.
Just imagine. I'm reaching here, but hey.
Yeah.
Curling, bro. That's the one. That's the one. And then I know something you were telling me about, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're like, shoo, over my head, or over the surf wall, right?
Yeah, yeah. Pebble Beach Pro-Am was this past weekend. Colin Morikawa won. He hasn't won on tour since I think like 2023, so it's been a little while. When he won, I was thinking to myself, I was like, man,
I haven't seen his name.
Yeah, I was like, when's the last time? He's always been close. He's always been towards the top, but again, couldn't remember when really the last time that he won. So, anyways, he won. But yes, there was this clip coming down the stretch on Sunday.
Yeah.
It was hole 18. He was in the second to last group. What's the guy's name? His name was Jacob Bridgman. It was on hole 18, and I think it was his second shot went basically into the beach, like it was on the beach. And so, they gets off the seawall and goes down and tries to hit it out, can't get it out, can't get it back on top above the seawall, ends up going into the water. And so they allowed him to make a drop back at where I think he originally hit the ball, which was probably like 240 yards on average out from the pin. And I believe got up and down from there to save bogey. I mean, it was the most incredible bogey save I've ever seen. Granted it was a par 5, but still, I mean, to be in the beach right there, to hit it, go back into the water, and then have to go back and drop. It was actually really cool. It was fun to watch. There was a lot of officiating going on at that time. So a lot of drama built up. They were trying to get the rule check and this, that, and the other. But it was really cool. I hadn't seen something like that on TV like ever, in terms of golf being played on the coast. I hadn't seen that, but it was fun, and he did really good. He recovered well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you watch more golf than Kings basketball.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Right now in this part of my life, yes, I've transitioned more to golf than I have to basketball. But hey, I don't know, man. Kings start winning again, I'll be back. I'm that fan.
You're the fair weather fan.
I am.
You're the 4-year-old daughter of yours. Like, oh, the sun's out.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, man, I'll admit it. But I ain't watching 14 game losing streak Sacramento King. I ain't watching that.
Yeah.
So
hey, well, you got a big golf thing coming up here soon too, right? You're gonna go hit some balls in the sand yourself.
Probably. I'll probably be like Bridgman here. except I won't be able to recover as good as he did.
Inspired. You'll be
Yeah,
inspired.
I will be inspired though, without a doubt. Yes, going to Bandon Dunes. It's like 13, 10, like 10th. I don't know. It's the end of February, beginning of
Yeah, yeah.
March. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. It's gonna be me and 7 of my really good friends. Yeah, we planned this trip to Bandon probably like 8 months ago. That's Oregon coast,
Okay.
and it's gonna be a blast. We cannot wait.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't rain the whole time.
It might,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
All right.
It's
Well,
gonna be okay.
yeah, you'll catch me. I'm a big time golfer myself. I like to tell people this. I've won many of college tournaments in Wii golf.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
Maybe I should try that. I'll probably be better than that than I am at actual golf.
One day we'll have to talk about it because I just don't. Golf is look, kid from the hood. We ain't got golf, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something we got. I mean, we got a stick and a tennis ball or something. But there is some interest there. You know, I've watched some golf on TV. Very brief.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Well, I think the fan atmosphere has gotten a lot better from when I was a kid. It seems like because there's now like complaints about there's too much noise going on right now, and I've never heard that before. My entire sports watching life. So again, there's some interest there, but we'll have to get into like how do you calculate your handicap? What does all that stuff mean?
Yeah.
You know, you got bogey, birdie, who knows what else? The names are out there. Eagle, like they're all birds flying. You know what I mean? So you know, what do those things mean? We'll have to do a segment down like maybe Masters weekend because that's in April, right? Masters.
That is, yeah.
So I know a little bit.
You do, gosh.
And there's a big. Well, we'll tie this into Masters weekend. The Augusta rule. We'll tie in real estate and Masters weekend with the Augusta rule.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. But that's your sports segment.
Yeah.
Here for your Sacramento real estate team. Your biggest Kings fans that there are right now. I don't know. So I just support local. I grew up a Lakers fan. Actually, you didn't even know this. We got a dog, and his name is Kobe Bean. Named after the great Kobe Bean Bryant.
Right. So I didn't know that.
All right, Garrett. We're gonna round out episode 4 of 916 and Sold, but not before we mention something that we have coming up. Actually, really close to a week-ish from now. Less
6 days. Yeah,
6 days from now. Our first-time home buying class, our seminar that we're putting on. What can you tell us about it? And you know, what should we be looking forward to?
Yeah, it's going to be super educational. First-time home buyers specifically, and it's going to be great. We're going to be talking about down payment assistance. We'll be talking about credit. We'll be talking about the pre-approval process, the ins and outs of how that works. We'll be talking about loan documents, things you should be starting to think about, starting to gather, and strategies a little bit. Seller concessions. I think that's going to be super important, especially right now in this market. Is seller concessions. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, again, other means of qualifying. We'll talk about, different types of assets that you can use, gift funds and retirement. I don't want to go too deep into it, but we'll talk about stuff like that, and it'll all be in one, and it's going to be great.
That's awesome. And that comes up next week, February 23rd
That's
at 5:30.
5:30 on Monday.
5:30. So we have a Eventbrite link where you can go secure your spot in the class. We're also going to be providing a booklet that you'll be able to take that we'll email to you, a PDF copy of a nice booklet. So you'll have the material there too that you can go back, look at, share with your spouse who maybe couldn't attend but be sure to look for that link, share it. Sharing is caring, right? We teach our kids that. We teach you audience members that. Sharing is caring. Please do that. That really helps us the most in growing the podcast, getting the information out there, whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest now, today, tomorrow, next year. We're here for that. February 23rd, 5:30, Eventbrite link below to secure your spot for next Tuesday. Any last closing remarks?
No, looking forward to the class. It's going to be it's going to be great. It's going to be educational. This is going to be a class that you're going to want to be in to get as much information as possible.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning in this week. We look forward to seeing you all here in the near future.